friends. I'm wearing this shirt because, well, not really a shirt, it's like a top. But I'm wearing this top because I bought it for a lemon themed bridal shower that I'll tell you guys about a little bit more later. And I don't think I'm ever going to wear this again. So I figured, let me wear it on the podcast because then it's immortalized, right? However, this isn't very comfortable. So I'm going to change. Be right back. That's better. My shirt says chaotic and artistic. I made this shirt back in college. So this is an old shirt. Welcome to episode 145 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha and you can find me anywhere online as Nadira Tani. I'm coming to you from my home in Central Florida where we are the only person in the house. Alone time. So it's been a couple weeks since I uploaded, primarily because planning for that bridal shower that I mentioned a bit ago and life in general. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with me. I've also noticed that I haven't really been posting on Instagram either. So your girl has been going ghost mode for no good reason. But it's okay, because I am here. We're here. We're making a video today. We've got some things to show you. I pulled some bright spots from last episode. And let's get into it. So, bright spots. I've got two bright spots that I'm going to share with you guys today. And if you didn't know, if you are new here, Bright Spots is a segment where I highlight a bright spot from a comment of the previous video. So bright spots can be good things that happen to you, things that you enjoy, words of encouragement, anything positive like that. That's what we want to signal boost out here. So the two bright spots that we're doing today, one of them is from testing 1 2 3. They said, bright spot. The garden has produced nearly 3 pounds of peas and lots of black raspberries. That's awesome. Like, I remember when I first, my very first container garden, I grew some green beans, and my harvest of green beans was legitimately like 6 or 7 individual string beans. And I picked those string beans and I brought them in the house, and it was a Sabbath dinner. So we had family over at the house, and I was like, babe, can you cook these string beans? So we washed my little 6 or 7 string beans and he cooked them, and they were delicious. And I was very proud of myself for growing those string beans from seed. So I know the excitement of having a garden that's actually producing things that you can eat. That's really awesome. Our next bright spot is from Kay, and they said, my bright spot is rekindling an old friendship that is helping fulfill both personal and professional life. We are establishing a truly mutually beneficial collaboration via grant writing, and it is truly bringing me joy. I almost didn't make it through all those words. I haven't been doing a whole lot of talking today, but Kay, I'm so glad that you're able to rekindle that old friendship. It is really wonderful when you have the ability to do something like that, because sometimes, life goes fast, and sometimes we let go of friendships and we're not able to get them back or have them grow with us. So having the ability and the opportunity to rekindle an old friendship, that is definitely a bright spot. So, as always, leave a comment down below with your bright spots. If you don't want to leave a bright spot, read the comments, celebrate with each other. celebrate with one another's bright spots. Because to me, I love seeing good things happening around me, because I know it's very easy for me to lose sight of the fact that good things are happening, especially when I get in a downswing or anything like that. I just feel like everything is terrible. So it's good to know that there are still positive things happening. There are still good things happening. There are still happy moments. There are still friendships being rekindled and plants growing and people finding joy in anything. So I hope you find joy in anything. The next thing I put on my show notes, I actually put on here a card pull, because I haven't been doing anything with my affirmation cards that I got from Pink Lomain. And I actually have 2 of her decks. I have her volume 1 and volume 2 reflect, release, recharge affirmation decks. And I have shuffled them together. You know, like part of me is like, yeah, shuffle all the cards together, mix up the decks. And then the other part of me is like, no, we're ignoring that part right now. So let's pull a card for you guys. So hopefully the card that comes out will be a message that you needed to hear today, or an affirmation that you needed today, or a thought, or a positive statement. I'm going to pull one from volume 1 and one from volume 2. Friends. I love stuff like this so much. So this is the card from volume 1, and it says, my strength is greater than my struggles. Now, I don't know who needed to go to church today, but Pink Lomain taking us to church this early in the podcast. My strength is greater than my struggles. This is definitely something that I need on a regular basis. Just stay there. Volume 2, let me not be ridiculous. Volume 2 says, treat yourself today. It's okay to be a little selfish. So know that your strength is greater than your struggles, and treat yourself a little bit today. I need to put this somewhere. I'm going to put this right up here by the camera. I really like sharing these things with you guys because, I mean, I don't really have anybody around me who's like really into affirmations for real, or like does anything like that, or so you guys are giving me the opportunity to like enjoy these for myself, but also enjoy them in the sense of sharing them with someone else. So thank you for being here today. Finished objects. Do I even have my finished object in here? Man, I am such a professional. I'm back with my finished object. So the last time that I podcast was before my wedding anniversary. My wedding anniversary is June 15th. Yes, it's June 15th. And this past anniversary was our seventh anniversary, which is really crazy to think about, that we've been married for 7 years. That's insane. I'm all out of breath from running to get this. I had filmed a vlog of me creating these. I don't know if I'm gonna post that, just because I started editing it and then I got bored. So you guys may or may not eventually see a vlog of me creating these keychains. So the 7th anniversary gift is wool or copper. So I went with copper because there wasn't anything that I could knit or crochet Lamar that he would really want. So I did not knit or crochet Lamar anything because, like that was my chance. The 7-year anniversary is where knitters and crocheters are supposed to shine. However, my husband is not here for the knitwear. He's not here for the crochet hats, the knit socks, none of it. I knit him a pair of socks. I wear those socks. I knit him a hat. Did I knit that hat? Yes, I knit him a hat. I don't even know where that hat is. He wore it one time because I needed to take a picture of the finished object. But I mean, we do live in Florida, so I'm going to let it pass. But copper, I did do something. So I went to Michael's. It was either Michael's or Joann's or both. I'm not sure. But they have like metal stamping kits. And all right, this is going to be story time. When Lamar and I first met, yes, this was like our first actual conversation. He was teaching at a middle school and I was working in the after school program. If you are a longtime viewer, you've probably heard this story before. But he was a math teacher at this middle school. I was working in the after school program. And one day, had the kids in the gym, minding my own business. I was probably crocheting something, watching these kids run up and down. And he came in the gym and was like, "Can I talk to you?" So I was like, "Sure. I'll talk." Obviously, this is back when I used to talk to people I didn't know. Introvert. So he started talking. And it wasn't like, normal chit chat with somebody that you've never had a conversation before ever in your life. It was like he poured out his entire soul about his current relationship and the drama that was going on with this and like way more information than you ever want from someone you've never had a conversation with before ever in your life. So I don't even remember how long he talked, but it was a long time. It was absurd. 100% absurd. If he was here right now, he would tell you that it was absurd. So I'm in the car and I'm editing this week's podcast. So he's listening to me tell this story. And what did you have to say for yourself?
So it was not our first ever conversation. We had met and spoken, just not at that level, but it was absurd. It was a bit much.
It was a bit much.
It was a lot much. It bees that way sometimes.
When you meet your soulmate out in these streets, it just pulls everything out of you. No, he was like the balloon where you try to let a little air out and then you lose the grip of it and then the balloon goes. I'm sorry if you're wearing headphones.
No, I have a better example.
Okay.
This may not relate to people in terms of actually doing it, but they know what I'm talking about. You have a big bag of like soil or rice or something that's really big.
Okay.
And you're trying to pour out just a little bit.
Okay.
But it's such a big bag that when you start pouring out a little bit, like the little opening just tears open and this. Oh, even better example. It's all the examples.
All the examples of how Lamar gave me too much information.
You ever see those overground pools?
Above ground
pools? Right? And there's like a little bitty leak. And then the seam just busts open. It's just like all the water floods the whole yard. Right. So it was not an intentional. Let me go talk to this young lady who's cool. I've met. We've spoken after school a couple times. But I don't know, like, at that level. Let me go speak to her and pour out everything that's going on with me in my life. It wasn't that. It was just I just needed somebody to talk to. She's there. We've spoken. She was cool. So we started speaking. And then somehow or another, it just... But I chose the right person to do that, right? Because there were other people at the school. I could have went to I don't know who else I could have spoke to. bunch of 8-year-olds. Bunch of extended day kids.
Well, evidently, all the kids in the after-school program were like seeing into the future, because they would be like, Miss C, is that your boyfriend? Is that your boyfriend? Are you dating Mr. Ryan?
And side note, just giving a shout out, one of the kids who would have been to that extended day.
Oh, yeah.
Just ran in the Olympic trials this past week. She finished 5th, so she didn't make it. But I'm really proud of her for having made it this far. Shout out to Nasha Robinson. I'm making it that far. I'm really proud of her. And then also one of our students from my current school, Kaylin Whitney, who actually made it to the Olympics as a member of the 400 relay squad. Really proud of them both. And that's it for me.
This is why I never let him on the podcast, friends.
She's not going to stop recording. I said you're supposed to push stop. That's it for me.
That's it for him. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. After he told me this whole story, I felt kind of bad. Like, not kind of bad. I felt like really bad. Like, oh man, he's going through a whole lot of things. That sucks. It sucks that you're having to experience that. And he went back to his classroom, and I had a prayer that was similar to the Serenity Prayer. Like, it started out the same way as the Serenity Prayer, but then I listed, I think, 5 other qualities that I was praying for. And I had it written down on a piece of paper, or I had it written in my notebook. So what I did for him, I wrote the prayer on a separate piece of paper, folded it up, and I ran down to his classroom. I was like, hey, this is a prayer that I repeat to myself a lot. Maybe it'll be helpful for the stuff that you're going through. Gave it to him, going about my business. Time goes past, we go on our date, we like each other, whoop de whoop, wop de wop. And he kept that piece of paper in his wallet for years, until his wallet got stolen, and then he was sad. And then for our first wedding anniversary, I did like metal stamping on a metal card, the prayer. Like, I stamped the prayer onto a metal card for him to keep in his wallet, which he still has. Super adorable. Anyway, so I say all that to say that I did metal stamping again. So I got these. Why am I so out of breath? He makes me breathless. He takes my breath away. Anyway, so I found these round copper discs at one of those craft stores. And I had seen online, like when I was looking for DIY gift ideas with copper, I had seen people stamping, like metal stamping pennies. So I thought, okay, that would be really cute. Like, I could do, like a heart on a 2014 penny, because that's the year that we got married. And I was like, okay, I can do that. That sounds cool. So just in case you ever wondered, metal stamping on pennies is very hard. You're not just going to be able to go like, tink, 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 stamped. No, it's not that kind of party. I did not realize how much elbow grease and manpower would have to go behind that hammer. Needless to say, there were no hearts stamped onto pennies, but the metal, like the copper discs that I got specifically for metal stamping, those were a lot easier. So the one I'm going to show you is mine. The only reason that I got one was because I messed up on some and I wanted to give him the nice one. So mine is like B grade. So this is the keychain that I made. Okay, so this is the heart that I was trying to stamp onto the penny. Like, I was trying to get that heart to be around the year. Didn't work. So then I tried to stamp it on like the metal disc. That didn't really work either. And then I put our year date on there. And then the top disc says 6/15. So mine says 6/15. and 2014. And then his has 615 at the top and then a 2014 penny at the bottom. And I just thought it was so stinking cute. I was so proud of myself, right? Finished it, put it in a little, like a little jewelry box. And he got home from, I don't even remember where he was, but he got home and I was like, this is your gift. I want you to open it now. So he opens it and he was like, oh, this is so cute. And I had put mine on one side and his on the other. And he looked at mine. He was like, well, why doesn't mine have the year on it? Yours has the year. Why doesn't mine have the year? I said, the penny says 2014. And he goes, oh, yeah, it does. I was like, what did you think? I just gave you a penny? And he was like, well, I mean, I do collect pressed pennies, so it wouldn't be too far-fetched. But I'm very proud of this gift. I think it was adorable. This lives on my keys now, and it makes me smile every time I see it. He immediately put his on his keys, and now I think we are the cutest things walking. Nobody can tell me otherwise. That is this episode's finished object and story time. Works in progress. I have a half-finished object. The only reason that there was just that one little finished object was because pretty much all of the rest of my crafting bandwidth was like geared toward the bridal shower. But in the meantime, I knit another sock. So for whatever reason, I have been on a cabled sock kick, and I don't know why, but I'm going with it. So this is the sock, the first sock. And I wanted to do a kind of like a serpentine kind of situation where the row curves back and forth, but it stays on top. So you can see like this curve is on top of the other one. And then at the junction where I put the heel, I crossed them, like I actually crossed the cable. Where is it? Right here. So then the one that was on top shifts to the bottom, and the one that was on the bottom shifts to the top, and it meanders all the way down. So I really enjoyed knitting this. I knit this using a cable needle. You can do cables without cable needles, but I just didn't feel like risking it, you know? I was like, let me just keep these needles under control, or not needles, keep these stitches under control, because we got a lot going on mentally. No need to stress out with my knitting. So here is sock number 1. This yarn, I think I got this from I want to say a D-stash from the Tatted Tatter. Stephanie, did I get this from you? If you see this, I feel like that's where I got this. But I have this much left. And I really like it. It's very oceany. It's giving me all of like the undersea light filtering through the waters vibes, right? And I have my cuff done, and I'm ready to start on the second sock. Yeah, I don't know why I'm all about these cabled socks right now. But this is living in one of my Quirky Monday bags. I made these last year, and it's just a rainbow gradient. I actually bought some more of this fabric. I just haven't cut into it yet. But look, it's my favorite color right there. So yeah. Dun-dun-dun. This is the only work in progress that I have. I was really looking around trying to figure out if there was anything else in here that I have been working on, and it's not. My Louise doll has been sitting over there in the same, like the same amount of doneness as she has been, because I'm stalled at how to make her mouth. I really want that like big, wide, like crazy mouth open smile she does, but her head is not like, I don't think her head is big enough for it. So this is my Louise doll. Yeah, this is my Louise doll, and I am crocheting her using the base from the Nova doll by Whitney Marie Anderson. And yeah, so I made up her hat. Her little hair is attached to the hat, and I just need to figure out how to get her mouth on there. Here's her little eyeballs. I feel a little bit weird holding her eyeballs in my hand. Like, this is kind of creepy. So I'm going to stop that. But, like, I want her to have, like, a really big mouth. But I don't know if I have enough space for that on her actual head. So I've been stalled with this project. I'm a little bit sad that I'm stalled, but it is what it is. We're going to figure her out. I'm very happy about her anyway. Even if she never gets a face, like, you're going to know who this is. This is Louise in all of her greatness. But she's stalled. I don't know. I don't have any other works in progress. I do have a bunch of maker plans though. So one of my maker plans one of my maker plans is a pair of socks for my mother-in-law. I want to knit her a pair of socks. And I was going to keep them a secret, but I told her about them the last time I went over to see her, and she was like, oh, okay. And so I'm going to do that. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of fiber I want to use. I'm definitely not going to use like the worsted wool that I have, because all of that is non-superwash, and she would 100% felt those socks. So then I thought maybe I will knit her some acrylic socks, and I don't know about doing that because they might like lose their what is that? Negative ease. They might lose their negative ease because, once acrylic stretches out, it doesn't snap back. So still brainstorming on that, but I'm definitely going to be knitting her a pair of socks. I've decided on the pattern, which I'll tell you guys about in Stash Positions. The next maker plan that I have is at first I was going to do a shawl, but I think what I'm going to do actually is a shrug. So I want it to have pretty long fitted cuffs, and then, come all the way up and then be like maybe down to my waist in the back, so that, I can kind of snuggle up in it. And that is going to be using this yarn. This yarn is Premier Just Yarn Worsted, and this is actually from the Dollar Tree. It's the color Deep Green, and this is the color. I'm going to be a bridesmaid in my friend's wedding, the friend who had the bridal shower this past weekend. She's getting married in October in Tennessee, and she said, everybody can pick their own dress, you just have to get a particular color, and my color is deep emerald green, which is completely fine with me because, I love the green. And she just said she wants it long and flowy. However, the long flowy dresses that I was seeing that are kind of my style are all like sleeveless. So I already have my dress, which is another maker plan, but I already have my dress. I tried it on. It fits, the waist of the dress fits, but the bust does not. We already know I'm here. I'm part of the itty bitty titty committee. So I already knew that I was going to have to make adjustments of this bust. So I have to take in the bodice so that it fits. I bought little like bra cups to go inside the bodice because there were no cups or anything inside this dress. Whatever. So yeah, I just have to do a couple little nips and tucks, whatnots and hoo-hoos there so that the top fits. Otherwise, there may be a nip slip that nobody planned on, and I don't want to live that life. So, since I will be wearing this sleeveless dress in October in Tennessee, I thought, let me see if she will allow me to crochet something to go over my dress. And she said yes, and I'm super excited. So I'm going to be making a shrug with this yarn. I bought, I want to say 6 balls of this, which I feel like isn't going to be enough. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough. But luckily for me, this is the shade that is in all of my Dollar Trees. This is the shade that is in none of them. So this shade, it's the same yarn, but it's the color Juniper. And this was the original yarn that I was going to use for my shrug. Until I discovered that no other Dollar Trees had any, and I definitely didn't have enough of this. I think I only had like 4 balls of this because I saw it in the store and liked it and thought it was pretty, so I only bought like 3 or 4. But I did a teeny tiny mock-up. So this is basically what a shrug is. So this is the part that would go around your neck, and then your arms go in the sleeves, and it's just like all like cozy and chunky, and that's the kind of snuggly vibe that I want to go for with this over covering. I think it's going to look really nice with the dress, especially since I got this color and this is the color of the dress. I'm really excited about this. Now I just have to figure out what kind of stitch pattern I want to use. Because this is just double crochet, and I don't want to just do plain double crochet. So I want to do some sort of texture. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this, and that is a huge maker plan. So I need to get on that. I need to get on the design and everything, so I can get that going. I have an idea for this yarn because I did end up finding more of this in another Dollar Tree. So I could make a garment out of this, and I kind of think that I want to make my the V-neck sweater that I made out of the blue gradient yarn. I don't even know where that thing is, but my big cozy blue sweater. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I think I want to make another one out of this, another one of those out of this, and write down the instructions so that I can have a recipe for that sweater. Because I've had some people ask for a pattern. I'm not going to write a pattern, but I will do measurements and recipes and stuff like that so that you can make your own. Yeah, that is not at the forefront of any of these maker plans. So yeah, that's way far down. My last maker plan is a project. So this is going to straddle over into Stashquisitions. So I showed you what I made Lamar for our 7-year anniversary. So now I will show you what he gave me for our 7-year anniversary. And guys, I think I'm going to keep him. So he gave me this yarn bowl, like this copper colored yarn bowl, and 2 skeins of Patton's Croy Socks FX in the Copper Colors colorway. So, of course, I want to make something out of this, and I can make socks because it's 2 skeins of sock yarn, 50 grams. You know, I can make a pair of socks out of this. But I want this yarn to be on show because, you know, if anybody says anything about whatever it is that I make using this, I'm going to be like, my husband bought me this yarn. You know, like brag on him a little bit. So what I did was I bought some, I think I got 4 or 5. It may actually be 5 or 6. 5 or 6 balls of the black Patton's Croy sock yarn so that I can make a garment like that's mostly black with this as the contrast color. I've also been playing around with this app called, I think it's called Bellish, and it is a pattern generator, and I put together a short sleeve, I want to say short sleeve V-neck cardigan with a colorwork pattern using yarn of this weight. So I could do that, you know, otherwise. So either way I go, I want to make something using this yarn and that black yarn so that I can show off this yarn that my husband gave me. And that's going to end up being my 7-year sweater project. And I'm really excited about it. Now I know these look completely different, but the FX colorways that Patton's Croy does, they are kind of gradiented. Is that a word? They gradiate. So the inside of this ball is like the outside of this one. So they are the same lot number, which if you buy Patton's Croy Sock FX in the store, match your lot numbers because they are not all the same. Learn from my mistakes, friends. So this was my anniversary gift from my loving husband. I love it so much. I'm so excited about it. Yeah, I think this is the first yarn that he's ever bought me. Because any other time that I'm just like, hey babe, can you buy me this yarn? Then I'm like, I'll buy it myself. Like before he even has time to answer, buy it myself. But yes, so that's my first stash position. Then going back to the socks that I want to make for my mother-in-law, I bought this pattern from Tiff Nealon, and it's called For Joy and Comfort. And I could put it up on the screen, but I won't because that would be easy. But this is faster. So it is there we go. It's a colorwork sock pattern where one of the patterns, this one is hearts, and then this one is kind of like a vertical zigzag, and then it's got some single stitch color work there, and then some stripes going down the foot, and then color work around the toe. So what I think I'm going to do for my mother-in-law is this one with the hearts, and make her a pair of socks with that pattern. I'm trying to figure out the colors. Her favorite color is peach, so I know I want the body of the sock to be peach. But I have to figure out, I have to figure out the other 2 colors. And I've been doodling, trying to figure out what colors I wanted to use. So I doodled doodled the pattern on the sock, and I've just been coloring them in. Like I've got 2 color schemes here. I don't know. I just feel like it's so final, you know? But I need to get started on those. But luckily for me, these are a worsted weight sock pattern, and I'm pretty sure my mother-in-law's feet are like a size 7. So that's way smaller than mine. So these socks are going to fly off of the needles once I figure out the colors. So I'm excited about that. That's the only pattern that I've bought recently. And then while I was sitting here, I wrote my show notes and I left an empty box because I was like, I know there's something else I'm supposed to put in Stash Positions, and I just figured out what it was that I had forgotten. So Claudia of the Crochet Luna podcast sent me some happy mail, and in the card she said she sent it just because, but it arrived, I think, the day before our anniversary. And this is what she sent me. Okay, so this is one. She sent me these. I don't know what yarn this is, but it has a beautiful sheen to it. I kind of want to make like a shawl or a wrap or something out of this. It's very festive. It's like that good green, right? Like when people say, like, what color do you like your plants to be? This green. But now I think I have a thing for plants with pink on them, so there's that. And then it also had this little stitch marker with a butterfly on it. And she sent me this. It is a skein of fully spun yarn, and it is her original Aran in the colorway Hint of Mint. Now, if you don't know about Fully Spun, it is a Black-owned business. I have some of her other yarn stashed away that I bought a while ago. But it's a Black-owned business, and she dyes the fiber for her yarn. She dyes the fiber, and then she sends the fiber to a mill to be spun. And so her yarns have this, like, this hand-spun look to them because of the way that she dyes it and then has it spun. I really like it. So big thanks to Claudia for sending me those goodies. It really made me happy. And it came right in time for our anniversary, and green was definitely one of our anniversary colors, one of our wedding colors. The last part that we have is Plant Mama Life and Whatnot. And friends, well, I wrote some notes, and my first note on here says, we got some anxiety, downswing, stress happening. Pray, church. Just leave that. I realized, I think last week, that I was clenching my teeth again. Like when I get really, I'm just going to say overwhelmed, because I don't really know exactly what the feeling is, because it's not, I don't know. It doesn't feel like, I don't think that I'm stressed out, but I probably am under a high level of stress. We have our new cohort starting soon at work, and trying to get all of the students' documents and paperwork and stuff all set, and working with different departments and breakdowns in communication. And I'm trying to make sure that the students are settled. And sometimes it's just difficult to work with other adults. It's hard, but, you have to figure a way to make it work because you have to do your job. So there's that. There's, just like every so often, my brain is just like, we're just going to be down today. And that's it. I've had a couple of those days, and I will just be sitting, and it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could be crocheting, or I could be working, or whatever like that. And I just realize that I am clenching my teeth so hard that it's making my entire face hurt. So I have to tell myself to unclench my jaw. And I've been sitting and tapping my jaw like this and trying to release the tension in there. It's been ridiculous. I've started chewing gum to try to release the tension in my jaw. It's a lot. But that was just a lot. And to be honest, today I have felt better. Yesterday I felt better. Sabbath was a no-go. I was just like, nope, throw this day in the trash. Holla at me tomorrow. But you know, it's a take each day as it comes and figure out what kind of experience we're having today and go with that. So right now, Kalisha's feeling pretty good. I haven't been clenching my teeth that much today. So that's really good. Little victories, right? Yesterday was my friend Brianna's wedding shower. So the lemon shirt that I wore at the beginning of the podcast that I had to change out of, that's what I wore to her bridal shower yesterday. The theme was she found her main squeeze, and it was super cute. And I feel like I have seen all of the lemon things that exist now. And I took a picture in front of one of the backgrounds that we had at the shower, and I found it hilarious that it matched my shirt so well. Look at that. If only I had a lemon themed mask. Like, I was really upset driving to the shower that I didn't have a yellow mask. Stupid red mask. But yeah, I had a really good time. I took pictures during the shower. Helped out with the decor and the setup and the takedown and everything. When I got home, my feet and legs were crying out to the heavens, and they were still a little bit sore today, but you know, my friend enjoyed her bridal shower, which makes it all worth it. So there's that. And that's everything for like life and whatnot. Plant mama life. I'm feeling real smug, friends. And this is why. So this is my Fiddle Leaf Fig. And this Fiddle Leaf Fig has been living with me for maybe a couple months now. And this leaf right here, this one, excuse me, this leaf right here is a new leaf. And if you have ever witnessed the growth of a leaf, I promise you, it's like magic. It's like actual nature magic, like fairies and stuff. Because this leaf came out this big, and it just every day is just inflating, and I'm so excited about it. And it's such a beautiful leaf. You're such a beautiful leaf. I'm so proud of you. And one of the things that is common with Fiddle Leaf Figs is that it's very easy to overwater them. So I'm trying to be very cautious with the watering. I wait until it's pretty much dry. I have a moisture meter that I use with this guy. And I mean, so far so good. It gave me a new leaf, so I figure we're good. And it sits right up on this shelf right here, and it's near one of my grow lights. I put it in that spot, and it sits in that spot until it's time for watering, and then I take it outside, water it. I pour a little water on the top. I let it sit in the water for bottom watering for a while, and then I sit it on the porch in the shade, let it drain, let it chill, and then I bring it back inside and put it back in its spot. And homie is looking good. I'm so excited. Yes, my little fiddle leaf baby. But it is leaning this way because the light source is on this side of it. So I think I'm gonna turn its back to the light to see if I can get it to balance out. But y'all, I feel so proud of this new leaf. That's it. My Who else is having a good time over here? Anybody else would like me to speak about them? Right here. Oh, come on, hands. Right here is my string of turtles. And this one is real. Here we go. This one is having a really good time. This right here is a grow light that's basically aimed right at the string of turtles. And the coloring that the turtles are giving me is so pretty. You can see like the little turtle shell pattern on the leaves. It's starting to trail really well. And it just makes me so happy inside. And I'm very glad that I have these plants that are making me so happy, because I have other plants that are just ornery. They're ornery. I'm looking at you, Nanook. My Tradescantia Nanook does not want to live here. She don't want to live here. But it's okay. It's all right. I'm not angry. I'm trying not to let her die, but it looks like all of my efforts are going to be in vain because she just don't want to live here. And that's fine. We can't win them all. A month ago when I did the indie spotlight, one of the people there asked me, what's something that I'm not good at? And I couldn't think of something like right off the top of my head of something that I just suck at, because anything that doesn't, come to me naturally at first, if it's something that I really want to do, I keep trying at it and I don't give up on it, which is why I have bought 3 Tradescantia Nanooks, because I'm like, I know I can do this. I know I can grow you. I know I can provide the life that you want to live. And this Nanook is like, no, you can't. I don't like you. I don't want to live here. So I may bow out. And what's something that Kalisha can't do? Grow a Tradescantia Nanook. I put her right in front of me so I can just look at her. I hope she feels me looking at her. I just want you to live, bro. Just live. Just be gorgeous. Can you? Can you do that? It's fine. It's fine. So, friends, if you have hung out with me this long, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for being here today. I hope that you found something that made you laugh during this episode, made you feel good. Share a comment down below of something positive that happened to you, something good, a bright spot, a moment of happiness. Share those things down below because we definitely need it. Like I said earlier, for me, when I'm in a down moment, seeing those comments with people talking about the good things that are happening to them, it gives me a boost to know that what I'm feeling right now is not all there is. So, yeah. Thank you for being a part of my universe. Have a great evening. Bye, friends.